What a great time to spend the holidays with each other. Going to see movies like Alvin and the Chipmunks, that's all it's about. That's all the holidays is about. It's about getting the family together and getting your wallets raped by the dollar by one of the dumbest movies I ever met. Now, granted, I ain't the demographic, but still, it is great to spend time with the family. Rape is, it's quite fun when you have chipmunks. Alvin and Chipmunks, the road trip. Get it? Got it? Good. That's a pun. Okay, let's do this. The plot. Alvin and Chipmunks. They are starting to get a little bit jealous that Dave is starting to get a new wife or girlfriend, whoever it is, and they're worried that he might actually start to leave them and, leave them because they're not really family or whatnot. So then this girl that he's actually starting to see actually has a kid of his own, and he's dealing with daddy issues. So therefore, they kind of get together because Dave and Samantha, which is the chick, they get together and they're going on a road trip in Miami. So therefore, the kids and the Chipmunks get together to kind of sabotage the thing. It's pretty much the Parent Trap or the anti-Parent Trap, right? So let's get this right. What's good about this movie, right? That's the plot if you really gave two shits about it. The plot is this. Actually, not the plot. The pros. The chick is hot. The chick from the chick from Austin Alley. I'm just going to keep the unedited in there, right? The chick from Austin Alley's in there. The chick from A Quarter to Gym is hot. That's it. Okay, right. They also have a family message, right? It's the holiday season. You got to have that family message in there. And it's pretty simple. The message is about family. How family shouldn't waste their fucking time on a movie like this. Don't waste your money on the Chipmunks. And you probably think, well, why did I do it? No, I didn't. I saw Star Wars. And then I saw Chipmunks. And I know what you're thinking. Why the fuck would you do that? Why would you have the biggest high possible and then just go low? Just straight up low. But apparently I did so because I'm not very smart in the head. And speaking of not being smart in the head, apparently Jason Lee, other than, collecting the check, he doesn't really think too much about what he's doing. Now, granted, I'm just wondering, while watching this movie, I was wondering how many times is Jason Lee going to possibly say Alvin before he actually pulls the trigger and kind of shoots himself. Or just stuffs the chipmunks into an oven and make, a nice, chipmunk casserole. But that's just my opinion. Now, as these kids get along, or not get along, but they start to go on this thing, and then you realize that they're going on this road trip, as I said. They eventually get on a no-fly list, and so they have to kind of hitchhike to Miami and whatnot to sabotage, the alleged engagement. But they hate each other, they don't like each other, so they have to kind of deal with it because they have a common goal. And spoiler fucking alert, it's a cliche movie that makes them get together in the end. I ruined the movie for you. I'm sorry. I just ruined the film for you. I'm sorry that I'm that kind of asshole. But I'm actually trying to save you money and your time. Right? So yes, it turns out this kid has daddy issues, right, that they're working with. Because it turns out that his mom actually got left by their dad. He just abandoned them. And I was just like, wow, that's kind of heavy in a kid's movie. You're talking about child abandonment and just be like, my daddy left me. And first of all, the kid was annoying as hell. I didn't like his face. He seemed very annoying. And not only that, but I didn't feel sorry for him. You think I'm supposed to feel sorry for you because he got some fucking daddy issues? Kid, move on. Move on. It's over. This kid is going to look back at this movie and just realize that you really were just like the Jake Lloyd of the Alvin and the Chipmunks thing. You were kind of annoying. Now, I would say this. I give the kid credit. I will give the kid his credit is due, right? I'm giving his credit. The kid managed to look he's looking very annoyed at the Chipmunks, even though the Chipmunks aren't actually there because of the special effects. So I would say this kid actually managed to pull it off. You realize that also, another negative is that you realize that Alvin and Chipmunks they're not really original. One, because they barely even have original songs, and the songs that they actually do have originals aren't really that big hits. According to these movies, they don't really even have that many hits, right? Most of the time, you're just going to be hearing them go to city, kind of act like these subway train singers, and singing some shitty cover versions of Uptown Funk and whatever else you can name. Any pop song that's popular, the Chipmunks are just going to ride that train, man. They're just going to keep riding it. Now, did I hate this movie? I don't think I hated it, right? Because you can't, because I felt like I was watching the movie, right? And I felt like I was watching it, but at the exact same time, because there's kids there. I believe there's a parent that actually managed to make his kid cry Therefore, that would give him an actual excuse to actually leave the theater. He literally hit his baby just to get the fuck out of the theater. That's how bad this thing is. You know, it's not that it's bad, because I saw Shipwrecked or Chipwrecked or whatever fucking pun they got. I couldn't take this movie. Now, granted, I missed like the first 10 minutes. I was like, should I actually watch the first 10 minutes? No, not good enough, really. Is it terrible? Is it as bad as Ridiculous 6? No, because I actually managed to chuckle a bit. There's a couple of physical comedy that the Chipmunks actually managed to do, which actually is better than any physical comedy that Adam Sandler did in Ridiculous 6. Now, that's saying something. Now, granted, Ridiculous 6 bored the shit out of me, and it was a terrible movie. At least this movie, I was just like, I wasn't bored, but I was feeling like my brain cells was a bit, you know, being chipped away. You like that one? Being chipped away? Yeah. Anyways, either way, my point is this. Don't see this movie. Is it bad? Also, we got the guy, I forgot his name, but the dude from Veep, and David Cross had enough dignity to actually not be in this movie, but apparently they said, fuck it, let's forget David Cross, let's get another half-ball guy from Arrested Development. So they did, you know, the guy from Veep, I forgot his name, the dude with the hook. He's in here, and he's an FBI agent or wherever the hell he is, tracking down the Chipmunks because he thinks he's going to get his girlfriend back or whatever it is. Yes, that's the plot. It just goes on and on. He's pretty much playing the David Cross character role. Yes. Another good thing is Crabman. Remember Crabman from My Name is Earl? Hey, Earl. Hey, Crabman. Yeah, he's in here doing nothing, really, but he's in this movie, but I thought that was nice because, My Name's Earl. I liked the show, so that was kind of cool to see. Now, granted, is everybody just kind of phoning this in? Are they just kind of winging it? Yeah, pretty much. Like I said, the hot chicks, for the most part, is great, but other than that, there's not really anything here. If you like the music, then sure. It's squeaking in my ear. It's kind of annoying. The Chipmunk's voice is almost as worse as Kylo Ren's voice in The Force Awakens. But that's just me. Once you hear it, you'll probably understand. But anyways, that's kind of my review. Also, I would just say this, right? Jason Lee, I'll give Jason Lee his props. He knows his money. I would rather see a fucking Underdog 2. Anybody remember the movie Underdog with Jason Lee? I would rather see a fucking Underdog 2 sequel, right? A sequel to Underdog, rather than see another one of these Chipmunks movies. Now, granted, I don't know what it is, but for some reason, I have actually seen every one of these movies. I don't know, like, I actually just realized that when the movie was over, I was just like, wait a minute, I've seen the first one, I've seen Squeakle, I've seen Chipwreck, I've seen this one, and I just was like, I don't know how this happened. It's like somebody used some giant mind trick on me and just fucked up my brain. And then by the time this movie was over, I was just like, I wasn't glad it was over. I was just glad because, now I get to talk about it and kind of rip it apart. Now, granted, like I said, they have cover songs. They try to, eventually they get together. They talk about, oh, great, we're all family. They get adopted, and that's kind of the end. Yes, that's the ending. I told you the ending. I just said this spoiler alert. But yes, save your money. Don't waste your shit time. Now, nothing is better than spending the holidays with family and getting raped by the dollar with these type of movies. That is my review. If you want to know an actual score, sure, I'll give it a score. Just for you people out there, I give it a score of a 3. Why? Sure, the chicks were kind of hot that I actually knew, Crabman, and, well, there you go, Alvin and the Chipmunks. Road trip. Comment, subscribe, like. Did you hate this as much as I did? Are you going to see it? I saw both. Sneak under that one. I snuck into this one, actually. That's what I said. I messed up a bit. I'm a little angry, but hell. Signing out.